Alright, hey guys, happy Easter. We've got a special video for you today. I made this cross and I don't have a lot of B-roll because it was sold before I even finished it. Now, what I had in the backyard was this. Now, I thought this was Pacific Jarrah, but I'm starting to think now this is actually Merbau. And I was using it as a sole plate to prop up acro props under beams and things like that. And it's actually quite a nice piece of wood. To make the cross, what I need is a heap of bits of timber at 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. I'm starting to think my blade is getting blunt in my table saw. Now, I made a Christmas tree around just before Christmas, obviously, and I had a bit of spotted gum. So that's going to be the lighter coloured wood, and I'm going to rip that up to 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch as well. I've also made a frame for my table saw. Might make a video about that, so I don't have to bend down and rip up timber on the floor anymore. The bones of this is going to be the centerpiece is going to be the dark wood, the Merbau. I'm just going to assume this is Merbau. I just mark a third down and halfway on the other one. Then I scribe just the thickness of that. What I'm going to do is just cut a rebate into both of those pieces, just half depth. So then they should rebate into each other and be exactly flush with each other. And this is, and I just noticed I've still got the price tag on my chisel because I've never used it. I think I've had it for years, a few years at least, and just never used it. This is one of those jobs that's really therapeutic. Just chiseling out a nice rebate. And I think this is actually the first run and it wasn't quite deep enough. And if it's not deep enough, you just got to go back. Just try and shave out a little bit more with your sharp brand new chisel. Now look back, I couldn't remember if I actually glued these two bits together, but it's good to look back and give you peace of mind that you actually did glue it together. It's nothing like the back of your chisel to bruise the timber. That was sarcasm. Now take the spotted gum, the lighter wood, and I'm going to use it. I need 8 pieces around the outside of the cross, but where it intersects at the adjacent bits, every bit needs to have a miter on the end. And I'm just going to give this a dry run first. It's probably about 1/3 of the time I put the glue straight on it and I don't give it a dry run. And about 1/3 of the time it never works. And it's funny, the other 2/3 of the time when I do give it a dry run, it works pretty good. You just never know. So you're just better off giving it a dry fit, seeing if it's going to work, then gluing it all up. Just so you're not getting glue on your drop saw when you have to go and recut it. Although you do end up getting a lot of glue on your fingers. What I normally end up doing, and I haven't shown it here, is I normally just get a damp rag and I wipe off all that excess glue. And especially when you put your clamps on, the glue really oozes out. Just find it's easier, makes less of a mess in the long run if you just wipe it up with a rag. Now, in hindsight, I would have taken more care at this point to get the 2 lots of timber really flush, because I found out that it actually needs a fair bit of sanding because they're a little bit up and down, and probably because I didn't have enough clamps. I've got other clamps being used on other jobs and just didn't have enough clamps. But it's still really rewarding the next day to take off the clamps and see a nice laminated two different types of timber laminated together is always good. Even when you're biscuit joining like a bench, it looks good. And I've noticed, some people might think it might be easier to pre-cut all your pieces to the exact right length, but I can tell you it never ever works out. It's just easier to dock it all at the end, and then it's all even and perfect. And I actually cut out a lot of the bits of the sanding here because I had to hit it with the belt sander first. And I'm using a little bit of the wax that I'm using is beeswax. And I can't remember if it's from the South Pacific, but I combined it with a little bit of grapeseed oil. And the reason why you use grapeseed oil is because apparently it doesn't go rancid. And it just softens the beeswax, because beeswax is generally really hard. So you need to take a bit of the hardness out of it by creating a compound mixture. And that's it. All done. Have a good holiday, guys.